Hello everyone. I hope y'all are having a good day today, and I hope your test went well. I talked to Coach Reese after I got off work, and he said that for the most part y'all did pretty well. You just had questions with number 12, which I thought you might, and number 16. So what I'm going to do is go over those really quick, and then I'll just let you, I figured you wouldn't want to sit here and listen to a video all day because most of these questions came directly from your study guide. They're just different numbers. So I figured that would be boring for y'all. So what you'll do is you'll do chapter 10's vocabulary. I don't even know how many there are. There's 14 vocab words, and then any definition or any equations that you think might be important. This is kind of a fun chapter because you get into energy and work. I really enjoyed that when I was taking physics, so hopefully it'll be a little interesting for y'all. Okay, so I put number 12 on there because I want y'all to take kind of some of the concepts you've learned and put them into practice. I tried to make this as easy as I could, but I don't think y'all caught on. Okay, so number 12 says, an archer shoots an arrow at a target. Some arrows stick in the target while others bounce off. Assuming that the masses and velocities are the same, which arrows have a bigger impulse to the target? Okay, so I just put like number 10 above it. Number 10, it has to do with the basketball, and number 13 to kind of show, to help you remember that momentum is a vector quantity. So when it changes directions, the momentum changes. So when an archer shoots the arrow at the target, some of the arrows stick. So there's no change in momentum. It just stays in that one area and then stops. And then there would be no more momentum because it's not moving. It's at rest, right? But when they bounce off, it switches. So the vector switches over. So the one that bounce off give more impulse because they end up with some momentum in the reverse direction, okay? So that is how that one works. So the one that bounces off gives more impulse because they end up with some of the momentum in the reverse direction. So they have a larger change in momentum because they go backwards. The vector changes, okay? So that is the answer to number 12. It has a bigger impulse. The ones that bounce off have a bigger impulse. Number 12, or number 16, was it a homework problem? Exactly a homework problem that none of the numbers were changed at all. It says 2 campers dock a canoe. One camper has a mass of 80 kilograms and moves forward at 4.0 meters per second as she leaves the boat to step onto the dock. With what speed and direction do the canoe and the other camper move if they have a combined mass of 115 kilograms? Okay, you can look at number to kind of help you. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can look at page 212. The example problem is very similar. It's with the astronaut, the recoil of an astronaut shooting the gas. Okay, so before the person steps off the canoe, they're at rest, right? So the initial momentum is 0. So P1 is 0. So that means, okay, P1, which is PA1 plus PB1, is 0 because the canoe is docked. It's at rest, right? Okay, so we know P1 is 0. And then we have, PA1 plus PB1, that's going to be 0, plus PA2 plus PB2. So they're going to be equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, okay? So to make that happen, you have to plug in your 0 right there, and then you have to bring your PA2 over. So that's how you get the negative PA2 equals PB2. Okay? But we also know that P is equal to the mass times the velocity, right? Yeah, so look at the bottom right there. See if I can make this any easier. Yeah. Okay. So look at, I just moved this. So I changed the P right here to the mass of A times the velocity of A2. I think that's right. Yeah. And then equals MB times VB2. Okay? And then we're trying to find VB2 because it says, with what speed and direction did the canoe and the other camper move if their combined mass is 115 kilograms? So we're looking for VB2. So you need to get VB2 by itself, so divide by the mass of B. Okay, so this is the formula you're going to use, which I did up here. So you've got your negative here. The mass of A is 80 kilograms. One camper has a mass of 80 kilograms, so you have it there, and it moves at 4.0 meters per second. So you have to do negative 80 times 4.0, and then you have to divide it by the mass of B, which is the combination of the camper and the canoe, which is 115 kilograms right here. And then you get negative 2.8, but the reason it's negative is because it's in the opposite direction of the camper that's on the dock, or it's in the opposite direction of the dock. So you can put negative 2.8 or you can put 2.8 in the opposite direction, but that's why it's a negative there. Yeah, this is one that we went over in our homework. I hope that makes a little bit more sense now. If y'all have any more questions, just tell Coach Reese, and he will relay the questions to me. I probably won't talk to y'all until next week, so I hope you have a good weekend, and I hope baseball and softball are going well, and y'all are getting all your acceptance letters into college and things like that. But yeah, y'all have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.